Last time we spoke was at Good Things Festival.
Ah, yes.
And
Back in that little tent, or
in the little tent. Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
And
that's right.
the sad thing was that I loved the interview. We had a good time,
You
but
lost it?
then the file got all corrupted.
Mm,
I
don't you
was
hate that?
I was
Data
very
loss.
upset.
Data loss is like a serious thing, right? There
I
must be
know.
therapists just that specialize in data loss.
Man, all the rest were fine, bar two
Oh
that
shit.
day. And I was
Damn.
man, because I've been a fan of yours for years, since like,
Oh,
96. So,
I bet that interview was hot as well. I bet it was funny as fuck.
it was funny as fuck. It was. I can't even remember it. It was the end of the day.
No, neither can I.
It was great. But man, it was unreal. But man, Quan, how's it been anyway? It's been a little while, of course.
It's been a little while. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good so far.
I think I've seen
I'm in the middle of moving house, so I'm a little bit like, oh boy. But yeah, that's why the room has pretty bad acoustics at the moment.
That sounds fine. Of course, I mean, Regurgitator, you're going to be hitting the road on the Hotter Than Hell tour with Less Than Jake, Unwritten Law, Jebediah, Little Birdy, The Bennies, Adalita, and the Kickons. Can't believe I got all that right.
You
did. Deep breath.
Thank God it was you.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. It's an interesting lineup, man. Like, it's pretty diverse, but that's nothing new for you guys. I mean, that band that could play with anyone, and how do you feel about heading out on that one?
I'm just amazed we're headlining it. Like I'm stoked. Like it'll be a killer lineup, I reckon, for 90s fans indeed. I haven't seen Unwritten Law or Less Than Jake for so many years, so that's going to be really a nice little treat. And we played with Jebediah recently in Magic Dirt, so it's great. It's always great to hang out with those dudes. They're just the loveliest characters out there, and Adalita's awesome. So I haven't seen Little Birdie for a while, so it'll be nice to maybe reconnect with them and check out their stuff and see how they're doing these days. But yeah, so stoked.
That's cool. It's going to be really good, man. It's actually on my birthday in Brisbane.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
No,
November
really?
3rd. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We'll have to give you a shout out.
I want FSO. Can you do it?
Ooh. we can do it. We can do it. It's not me that has the problem with it. It's the rhythm section. They have a problem with it. No, we can do it. We can do it.
Sweet.
Right. I'll make a note of it.
And a box.
You want a box?
Yeah.
What sort of box would you like?
I don't know. Like the box. It's
the
a
box?
Pogogo Show, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
You're a fan of the box.
Mate,
That's
my
cool.
kids, that didn't leave my car for like 2 years, bro.
Is that right?
Man.
Yeah, wow.
It's like our family album, I guess.
Oh, sweet, man.
Yeah. I can't show them the other stuff just yet. So I've got to...
sure.
Which is, is it, hey, have you got plans to do another one? They want to know. That's the hard questions.
We didn't really, but it's just really hard. I found it really hard playing in front of like toddlers and young kids, because when you're in front of drunk adults, you can kind of, say what you want to say and you get the reactions you expect. Throw your hands up in the air, they all do it. Scream as loud as you like, they all do it. You do it to kids, they sometimes are just confused and you don't know if they're having a great time or they're just freaking out because you're yelling at them. It's really hard. They're really hard to read. So I always found it really nerve-wracking playing those shows. I could get up in front of like 5,000 people, no problem. But in front of like 300 kids, like really young kids, it was like always, oh God. So I don't actually enjoy playing those shows very much. So we haven't booked many.
Wow. Okay.
Any coming up. So, and yeah, we talked about doing another record and we were just like, I don't know, maybe it's not really for us. We did meet, we got the opportunity to meet Emma Wiggle, the ex-Wiggle, the ex-Yellow Wiggle in Adelaide on the last tour actually. And she was going to come to the show, but I think she had so much media to do that evening. Gosh, she's a hard worker. But yeah, it takes a certain amount of, a certain type of personality and there's a kind of energy that you need to have to make it work on a consistent level, I think. And it's awe-inspiring to see.
I couldn't do it.
I don't have it. I don't have it.
No. I'm glad you gave it a go, but I'm gonna sit him down tonight and just say, yeah,
Break the news.
I'm so sorry, guys, but Pogogo
Oh, never say
Show.
never though. Never say never. You don't
Okay,
know.
all right, because they keep asking me. They're like, "Is there any
Yeah, right.
more?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know.
I
We'll
think
see
Ben's
where we
got a
go."
lot more in him.
Okay,
I don't know about me. I don't know about me.
all right. Well, who knows? Who knows? Fingers crossed. But of course, mate, your latest album, Invader, came out not long ago, and I think it is hands down one of your best records.
Oh,
Like,
thank you.
nah,
I
it's
would agree.
amazing,
I would
dude.
agree in this case. I don't normally like my records, but I do actually feel pretty proud of this one for some weird reason. So I'm glad that you like it.
Well, I mean, as I said, I've been a fan since like what '96, so
Yeah,
I've been through the
little,
journey,
little
and
biased.
man, I just gotta say, like, even though like it's just it's got some darkness to it too. It's
Sure,
like it's
sure.
heavy, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, these are heavy times we live in. I
yeah,
mean,
man.
that's just a fact of it, and particularly in this country, we've just got to address a few things to get it sorted out. Realistically, it's embarrassing and it's sad.
It is.
But yeah, yeah, I found, and just the collaborations that we got to do on this record, I'm really proud of. Probably more than anything else about it. Just working with those people, Peaches, who's an incredible inspiration to the band and has been for many years, and finally getting to do something with her, and then yeah, some of the indigenous rappers and poets and academics that we work with on it as well. It's just been awesome, and I'd like to do more of it in the future. I hadn't really collaborated before, and I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really open to it, and it's so rewarding, and I was really surprised by that. I feel like that's one of the big strengths of this record.
And I don't know if people tell you, but you are a really good rapper. I think really,
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I like writing rap. It's more
yeah.
of a hobby for me. I don't think I live it. I don't embody it. Like
No,
you
no.
see a rapper and you go, oh shit, okay. They're really they embody that shit. You know, I'm a hobbyist and I love wordplay and to me it's like listening to a drum solo. The rhythms and the craft is really impressive to me, and I like to have a
Mm.
go. And I'll be doing a lot more rapping on the next record that we're working on, which will probably be a double album. I think we're going to do like a Love Below, whatever whatever
Speaker
that
box.
out yes, exactly, Speakerbox Love Below thing next time. And there will be a lot more rap music on that. Rap music, but I never ever could think of myself as a rapper. I remember a guy coming up to me at the back of one of the shows we played. I think it might have been in Sydney. He was clearly a rap fan, and he came up to me really surreptitiously, and went, you know, I've never really come up and said how much I really love your rapping, because it's kind of been a little bit hard for me to do that because of his scene. The scene that he was in the '90s and the 2000s was very much of we never were a part of it. And
Mm.
I understand that it developed its strength through solidarity and by being a little bit hostile and rejecting other genres, perhaps. And as it was built up, it kind of opened up more. So it's great to see that people are a bit more open-minded now towards all genres of music. I mean, it's
Mm.
changed a lot in that regard. So yeah, I love it when people enjoy it for what it is, definitely. And it's wordplay over beats. That's what it is for me.
And I mean, pop porn. let's let's
Yeah, I mean, it's
like
if you listen to the music, it does sound pretty odd. It doesn't really fit into that hip hop
no.
genre particularly easily, but it's definitely got links to them. And
Yes.
I have Martin, our first drummer, to thank for that. He introduced me to a lot of early hip hop stuff that
Hmm.
my the first foray into hip hop was really Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted. And I listened to that when I was 19, when I went over to South America and explored the world. My dad took me over there, and we saw, like, you know, just how the third world is fucked, and how we're kind of all connected. And that blew my mind. And I was listening to a lot of that record, that America's Most
Yeah,
Wanted.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that got me into hip hop. And then Martin introduced me to Dr. Dre's Chronic record, and I really appreciated the production side of that. Dre is like a genius. And then from then on, I kind of started exploring different hip hop records and really appreciating them, just the skill levels.
Yeah, I think you hold your own there, man. You do. But that's the thing about Regurgitator, though.
Let's have this conversation after the next record, because I think, you know, I will be doing a lot more of it, and
Okay.
it'll be interesting to see how you feel it's developing.
Okay.
Because I'm
Because
getting
I
old. I'm getting old. Like, I'm 50 now. It's kind of a weird thing to try and hone your craft at this age, and a lot of people say, well, you're over the hill, you should stop, or you should, turn your attention to something that's a bit more age appropriate. But I feel like I've reached 50 and I feel like I'm a little more freer in terms of there's some neural connections that are going on that are
Mm,
not, it's a bit of a renaissance period for some people when they hit this age. You start making connections that you don't normally do when you're younger, and you're freer in lots of ways, but you don't have that energy and that angst and that drive that you have when you're younger. So you've really got to push yourself a little harder and try and hone something. Honing craft at this age is a lot harder, I feel.
that's
But I'll give it a
interesting.
go. Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
Because I mean, you guys, I think, set the rules when you first started that you could do anything. Really, I don't think you picture
True.
yourself at all. Like as I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
you could play with any band and no one would blink an eye. Like you play with metal bands, you played with, you know, everyone. So I don't
yeah,
think. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, Regurgitator are doing a rap album or doing a black metal album or something, which would be interesting. But
yeah, sure.
you
I
know,
mean, in that regard, we're not purists, and you
no.
suffer that. You do suffer that lack of consistency that people don't take you seriously, therefore. But
Mm,
I feel like we've carved ourselves an interesting niche, definitely within the industry, where we're quite unique in that regard and strange, and we're comedic, and you do have that lack of seriousness to deal with sometimes that
mm,
people don't take it seriously or may not really think that you are a serious artist, if you like to call it that way. But it offers you so much more freedom to just do what you want to do that it's
mm.
worth it. It's really worth it in the long run, or it has been for us anyway.
Absolutely. And I mean, talking about the humor side, I saw you with Weezer come out in the nun habit,
Which show did you see?
the Brisbane one.
Man, that was my favorite. That's been
Yeah.
my favorite show for ages. Like now, we've done quite a few, and that's really stuck in my head, that one, because I felt like so comfortable on stage for the
Mm,
first time ever. I don't think I'd ever felt that comfortable in front of 10,000 people before. Like
crazy.
never. So that's another example of like this weird kind of step up for me, and I wouldn't have expected it at 50 to have that feeling
Mm,
that I could actually do something better than I did when I was 25, 30, especially in this game. You
yeah.
don't really expect it. So that was a pivotal moment for me, that show.
That was it. You know, that was my first show was 96 Red Hot Chili Peppers and
Oh
you
yeah.
guys. That was my first show
Same
ever.
venue. That was the
Same
same
venue.
venue, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it
Yeah, it
was
was
like
wild.
you know,
A weird loop.
it was a weird loop. But the funniest thing was you guys in all your glory. And my friend had taken his young daughters to see Weezer. And they're just like, he's he
What is
said
going
he said
on?
some he can't believe it. Like they're like my nieces, and they were like, he said this and he said naughty words, and I was like, welcome to Regurgitator. Um
I love it. I
it was
love
the
it.
best.
I think that was the show I made the mistake of saying trying to engage with Rivers backstage though. I just wanted to thank him for
Oh,
having us on tour, and it was the most awkward interaction I've ever had. He
oh
was like,
no.
"Oh God," I could see him dying inside while I was trying to like say like hello and thank you for having us. It was just weird. It was super weird. Like he's a very strange character, and I've heard that about him. But honestly, when you're there experiencing it, it was like, oh my God, why did I do that? I should have just let him alone. It didn't last very long either. It was like, I'm sorry, I'm going to leave now.
You're like,
Very
oh man.
strange, very strange.
Have you
But
had
speaking of
many?
loops,
Yeah.
I've had some really interesting ones lately. I was driving up to a guitar store like 2 months ago, 3 months ago maybe. I stopped and I just had to drop off a couple of guitar parts because I was selling my old Fender telly there, and I literally pulled up, and it's not in my area at all. It was like 3, 4 suburbs over, and I pulled up about 10 meters away from the door of the guitar store, and I got out of my car, walked towards the door, and I heard this Quan Yeomans. Is that Quan Yeomans? Turn around, and it's Martin Lee, our first drummer, who I'd not seen for 25 years, in a Bunnings hat, walking towards me. And the last conversation I had with him was
Oh.
like maybe 23 years ago, where we had this awesome conversation on the phone, half an hour chat. It was really lovely. And then he said, oh, by the way, my lawyers have sent a letter. I was like, oh, okay. Hung up. Did not hear from him for that long. And then he's just there. 1 in a billion chance. He's living in Mexico, was in Melbourne for 3 days, and I hugged him and I said, "Wow, it's amazing to see you, man. I can't talk now because I've got to go speak to Brian Cannon from Pseudo Echo about doing a video shoot for us for Cocaine Runaway." And he's like, "That's cool, man." And I said, "Look, give me your number. And if you're in town for another couple of days, just let's hang out and have a chat." So he texted me the next day, and we got together and we talked for like 2 hours over coffee, and just was like, the hatchet was well and truly rusted away and disappeared from it. Wasn't even in existence, and it was just great having a conversation as older people about things that had happened in our lives, and just reminiscing about the good times, and it was a lovely way to bookend that whole. I mean, it was a very hostile period when we broke up with him, and it was just a lovely little end point, like an end loop. So it was cool.
I'm so happy for you, man, because those things aren't they're very rare when you get that opportunity.
I know.
So
it felt like the universe had just pinpointed at that particular spot to do it. It was really wild.
Man, did you buy a lotto ticket? Fuck.
No,
like it's.
I think most of my luck was used up on that day, because it was a great opportunity and a really lovely moment.
That's beautiful, mate. That's beautiful, of course, mate. What's next for? I mean, you mentioned before, which made my ears prick up, double album.
Possibly. That's in the works at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what Ben and I have just decided. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Is there a working title?
No, not at this stage. I think it probably will be genre kind of separated. So it may be a hip hop record mixed with a pure pop, like guitar orientated record as well. So it might be that sort of light and dark thing going on. That's the concept at this point.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait. But man, in the meantime, I'm going to be seeing you on my birthday, November 3rd in Brisbane.
And we will be playing FSO just for you in boxes.
In boxes. Not boxers. Actually,
No,
you probably would do that. Go, just to,
I don't know. Ben's been working out. I probably need to do a bit more working out before I get into the boxes in front of people.
Boxes with boxes.
Exactly.
Yeah? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm feeling it.
All right,
Make it happen. Lovely to chat with you, Nev.
You too, man. Yeah, it was good to reconnect. And hey, I'll have all the links down here and on the website. Brother, take care. All the best with the move. And
thank you.
I'm with you. All right, man.
Yeah, man. Have a great day.
You too. Take care, brother. See ya.
See ya.